Hey Warriors, it's Mr. Eiserman here. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a very important award we have here at McHenry High School called the Distinguished Warrior Graduate Program. Many of you have probably heard of this, either Distinguished Warrior or as we call it, DW. It was mentioned at camp. You may have heard of it from a sibling. So today I want to get kind of two things done. Number one, I want to kind of give you an overview. And then number two, we want to talk about how you can be on the path freshman year to graduate as a DW. So first, what is it? So the Distinguished Warrior is an internal award or recognition, meaning it's one that we created. And it's really the highest recognition that we give to our graduating seniors as a school. It is the culmination of 4 years of hard work. And the most important part in my mind is that it encompasses a variety of criteria beyond just academics. So in other words, this is not an award just for people with a high GPA or high test score. The criteria sort of assesses you on a wide variety of things. We have a website that we will guide you to in a little bit. It is under construction, being updated now, but it has the basic information for you. So, sort of from the big picture, DW, the Distinguished Warrior Graduate Program, is a 4-year journey. So, in other words, you have already started. So, our first question is, what is your status? Are you on track now? What do you need to look for in the future? So, sort of from the big picture, we're not going to go through all the criteria today. There are some big picture criteria down the road for junior, senior year. For example, attendance counts, your SAT scores can count. We also have a list of career indicators. Most of those will come into play and you'll learn more when you become a junior or senior. We have academic criteria, so English and math, which again, for now, you just need to work on getting better every day, and these will eventually be more clear as you get older. We have career readiness indicators as well. Most of these occur later on. Some you can achieve now, which we'll talk about. So the big question is, what can you do now as a freshman? And how do you stay on track or get yourself on track? So we've developed something, a little program called Be Distinguished, and we're going to take time this year to help you track this. So Be Distinguished, if you complete these indicators and these criteria, you will be on track to then finish as a Distinguished Warrior down the road. Okay? So first, achieve 6 credits. So hopefully by now you all understand how classes here work, and that as you complete a class and pass the class, you receive a credit. So the most important thing to staying on track is passing your core classes, math, English, science, social studies. Okay? Also remember that each semester counts as a half credit, so when you pass a whole year of English, for example, that gives you 1 credit towards graduation. And the goal is to finish freshman year with 6. Complete 6 hours of community service. Community service is a long tradition here at McHenry. We have many students that graduate with hundreds of hours of service. What we would like to see from every freshman is that you complete 6. Just remember, they need to be volunteer on your time. Volunteer hours should be community-based. And then as we'll show you in a minute here, you can log them so you can kind of track them and keep track of them as you go through your 4 years. And then participate. Many of you do this already. We've given you several opportunities. We've had an activities fair. We've had some other events to kind of introduce you to the importance of participation. So ways to participate, obviously athletics. Many of you are in some sport or will be. And then, of course, student activities. And then the really important thing freshman year is to confirm that you are on the roster. And we will kind of show you how to do that here in a minute. So with all of this information, especially as you get to junior and senior year, how do you track it? Well, we've created something called the Warrior Dashboard, which I'm going to show you here. And then you'll have a chance to log in and your seniors will kind of walk you through it. So this is what a Warrior Dashboard looks like. This is an actual student at McHenry High School right now. All of you have one currently, and we will get you logged in here in a second. If you look across the top, you can kind of see the important components of Distinguished Warrior. So we have our main landing page, And this is sort of a summary of everything that you have achieved or will achieve. For many of you, you'll have a lot of blanks for now, and that's fine. You can see here, you'll have SAT performance, which you will eventually see. Many of you will have perhaps like a PSAT 8 score in there now, and then your scores are tracked as you go. We have a list of your AP tests. If you take an AP test at any point, it's tracked here. Our college and career readiness indicators, which you can see here as well. Involvement, which is very important, and this is where, as I said earlier, you can confirm that you are on a roster for your activity. If you're not on the roster listed in your dashboard, then you will not get credit for it, so we need to know that right away. We also have a button for community service, and this is where you're going to log your 6 hours that you either have or will complete. And then when you get to senior year, there's a button here called Resume Builder. Don't worry about that now. Eventually, that is one that you can fill out. Okay, so this is the Warrior dashboard.